all of you. My name is Scott Stone. I'm running for Lieutenant Governor, and I'll tell you a little bit about myself and why I'm here. I'm from Charlotte. I was a member of the North Carolina House of Representatives, and before I tell you a lot about myself, I want to talk a little about one of my colleagues, Destin Hall, who represents you in the legislature. And I want to tell you how very fortunate you all are to have Destin as your representative in Raleigh. He does a tremendous job. He is well respected, and he is a strong advocate for all of you in Raleigh. So you are very lucky to have him. So a little bit about myself. In addition to being a legislator, which is a challenging thing to do when the time commitments you have on that, I'm also a business owner. I've got about 50 employees in an engineering firm, worked for national engineering firms, and then finally started my own firm. We've got now 50 employees that does work all across the Southeast. But most importantly, I'm a dad. I have 2 daughters. We're a little bit of a house divided. One goes to Chapel Hill, the other goes to NC State. So it's a little bit of a battle sometimes. My daughter, who's going to be a sophomore next year at NC State, she likes to think they're rival schools. My daughter at Chapel Hill doesn't think they are. NC State doesn't count. So let me tell you why I'm running for Lieutenant Governor. We need a strong leader in that role to replace Dan Forrest as he goes on to become our next governor. We need someone who's going to continue to carry on the legacy of being a strong advocate for our party, a strong advocate for our state, and take on some of these key issues that are so important that we need a strong voice for. Right now, we're facing a lot of challenges in this state, and we're seeing them all across the country. You're seeing battles on immigration. In my home county of Mecklenburg County, we have a sheriff who will routinely ignore the federal law and not cooperate with ICE. Just this last week, we had an inmate in the Mecklenburg County prison. He was arrested on several different charges, including assault on a woman. He was several different violent crimes, and our sheriff said, "No, that's okay. We're not going to hold him," even though ICE had put a detainer on him. He ignored the ICE detainer and released him. A few days later, he went back to do the exact same thing, more assault on the same woman, and 9 hours of a SWAT team standoff in a South Charlotte neighborhood, all because our sheriff isn't enforcing the law. And that's all we're asking for, is the law to be enforced. So we need some folks to be strong advocates for our position there. We are too often, as Republicans, told that we're mean-spirited, or we're against African Americans, we're racist, all these things. You hear it all the time. The reason they're doing that is because they're desperate. They're desperate because they're losing. They're losing everywhere. They're losing on policy. They're losing at the ballot box. So they're trying to legislate for the bench. They're trying to practice identity politics. And we, as a party, need to continue on the path that we're on. In the legislature, when we took over in 2010, after that 2010 election, we had some of the highest taxes in the state. This state had the highest corporate tax in the Southeast, highest personal income tax in the Southeast, and one of the highest in the country. Under the leadership of those folks who were in the legislature, who were instituting Republican policies, that was all turned around. And now we have the lowest in the Southeast and one of the lowest in the state, in the United States, and it's making a huge difference. Companies are coming here in droves. We need to continue to do that. As Lieutenant Governor, we also need someone who's going to be strong at holding everyone else accountable in that state government, including folks like Josh Stein. If he is reelected, there's an old saying, AG stands for aspiring governor. You know Josh Stein wants to run for governor 4 years later, and he needs to enforce the law, which he's not doing. There's so many times he picks and chooses which North Carolina law to defend, which one he won't, and we need someone who's going to continue to call them out and hold them accountable. Well, I'll end it with this, because it's long speeches. I could go on for another 20 minutes, but I know you're going to start throwing things at me. We are winning. We need to stay in the right path. And in Memorial Day season, it's an honor to have been able to start a nonprofit about 12 years ago called the North Carolina Heroes Fund. And we've raised about $1 million for military families from all across North Carolina. And when I see the young families that we help, it's such a tremendous honor to be able to give a little bit back to them, because they give so much to us, but not nearly as much as those who have sacrificed their lives in defense of this country. So we're very honored for that. I'm going to be up here a lot, not tonight, I'm going to be up here a lot in this part of the state, so I'm going to see you a lot over the next few months. And my name is Scott Stone, and I look forward to seeing you a lot over the next few months. Thank you.